Hello, Hinson families. My name is Miss Crane, and I am Hinson Middle School Science Fair Chair this year, and I will be walking you through our informational meeting for Science Fair. If you guys have any questions after this video is over, my email is listed on this slide, acrane@volusia.k12.fl.us. Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions or concerns. First of all, I want to start off this meeting video with a positive note. It is really important as the adults in our students' lives to start off Science Fair with a fantastic positive note, that they are a chance for our students to explore a part of science that they're interested in, to get practice in Science Fair, because in the future in high school it is a great way for students to earn scholarships for college, and it's just an awesome way for students and parents to get to work together on a school project. Your students should have received their Science Fair packet in class either on Wednesday or on Thursday this week. It is mandatory that all advanced students complete their independent projects. Students in general science classes may complete a Science Fair project for extra credit if they choose. Starting with project restrictions. A lot of times when we get started on Science Fair, the most important thing is going to be determining what our project is actually going to be. And we want to make sure that all of our students have an idea of what is allowed and what is not allowed. And on this slide, you can see all of the restrictions that are based on international and state Science Fair. So things like interacting with humans are not allowed. So no surveys, no medical tests. You can let your students know that things such as people watching is okay. So observing, those are okay. Anything involving vertebrate animals is not okay. Invertebrates are okay. They must be purchased, not found. Mold, bacteria, tissue blood, fire, weapons, and any other dangerous or illegal materials are not allowed. A lot of times each year I hear students want to test to see which candle color melts the fastest. That is a no-no because it involves fire and it is dangerous. So we want to make sure that we as teachers and parents put our students on the right track by encouraging to not do any projects that are under the restriction limit. Okay, we also strongly discourage doing any sort of experiments that involve consumer product testing. This research can be very difficult and you have to explain why there is a difference between the brands, not just that one is better. So going into the chemical level. Now, I did explain to my students today that testing the difference between a powder versus a liquid versus for example, a Tide Pod is okay as long as they are all the same brand, because you're just trying to see which different state of matter would be the best. Examples of some good topics. Let's go for some good things. We've got botany, physics, chemistry, engineering, earth-space science, environmental science. One of my favorite science projects that students do usually involve plants. They're great in experiments, but you need to make sure that you know that you have only a month about to do the project, because their last report is due October 6th, and then their final report is going to be due November 10th. So you want to make sure that you pick the right plants, that they plant them early enough, and that they have enough time to grow. To continue along the idea of some good project topics, you want to make sure that your students pick a project that is either an experiment or an engineering design. We don't want to come up with a project that is a model or just simple research. We want to have something that is going to be measurable and results that are going to be in metric units. So they want to use centimeters or meters, things like that, not inches or feet. What will I change and what will I measure are going to be the two main topics that they will ask. What is the independent variable? What is the dependent variable? And so on and so on. And your student's teacher should help you and them determine what those will be. Some examples of some great science fair projects and their independent and dependent variables would be, do plants grow taller with natural sunlight or artificial sunlight? And the thing that they could be changing is the type of light, and then the thing that they would be measuring is the plant growth. Another example would be, what paper airplane shape is most efficient? Change the shape of the airplane, measure the distance it glides. And does the mass of the car affect the distance it can roll? I will change the mass of the car. I will measure the distance the car will roll. So these are just some great examples of some potential projects that they could use. When your students are doing their experiments, please make sure that they conduct more than one trial. With science, we conduct more than one trial to ensure the validity of the results. So we want to make sure we do our experiments multiple times. And make sure that we know that the science fair, it's for the kids. We want to make sure that the parents are not doing the projects, they're not doing the typed report, they're not doing any of that. We want to make sure that we're putting the work on the kids, and our role as a parent is just to be there for assistance and to help purchase the supplies. All the deadlines can be found on the front of the science fair packet. So for example, you can look and see that our first deadline for the first worksheet is going to be Wednesday, August 25th. And then the following assignment will be due on Wednesday, September 15th, and so on and so on. As you can notice, all the due dates are on Wednesdays, except for, of course, Tomoka Regional Fair. That will be over the weekend. There has also been a planning calendar added this year in the back of the packet. This is just a nice visual aid to help your students pace out their projects to make sure they have plenty of time. Also, there is no longer needed a singular composition notebook just for this one project. The students will just be able to fill out all of their research in the back of the packet. They must document every step of the project and record what was done to the project and date and time that they did it. So for example, Monday, August 25th, 10:52 a.m., I watered my plants with 30 milliliters of water, just for example. They want to make sure that they write in blue or black ink and that they do not change or erase anything. If they have anything messed up, they want to do a singular straight line all the way through so it can still be read where error was. The final project report. All students will not be doing a trifold poster board. This will only be done if they go to the Hinson Science Fair, so they will be doing a typed report instead. The instructions for completing the report are found in a super detailed portion of the student package on page 18. If they are interested in competing in the school science fair, only students who earn a B or better on their final report can compete in the school science fair. Their teacher will evaluate the projects and make recommendations on going to the school level fair. Final reports will be converted into a trifold poster board, and I myself will help your students if they need it into making those trifold poster boards. It's really super important that your students remember that those boards will be due the day we get back from Thanksgiving break. So to make sure that those trifold posters are ready to go when they are due. If you work either in the scientific engineering field or you know somebody who does and they would like to volunteer as a competition judge or would like to be an individual or corporate prize sponsor, please let us know. A huge portion of the Hinson Science Fair is encouraging students to participate, and rewards and prizes often help in that. Our Tomoka Regional Science and Engineering Fair will be at Stetson. First place winners will have the option of competing at the Tomoka Regional Fair, and all spaces are limited, so we cannot guarantee that all first place winners will be able to attend until we know how many students our school is allowed to send. One little side note, every Tuesday morning, your students are welcome to come to my room Building 3, room 22, even if they don't have me as their science teacher this year, from 8:50 to 9:20, and I will be offering any sort of help they may need with their science fair project. And this will be from starting next Tuesday all the way until their final project is due. And they can just ask their science teacher for a morning pass to come see me in the morning. So that's Tuesday mornings from 8:50 to 9:20. Thank you so much for your time watching this video and your support. Your students are so grateful that they have your support this year. So once again, if you guys have any questions, my email was at the beginning of this video. Please feel free to email me any questions, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.